brief stay in the Book of Leviticus has concluded, and today we move to the Book of Numbers, where we read another version of Moses' appointment of the judges. The Holy Spirit descends on the 70 elders, and they begin to prophesy. Numbers chapter 11, verses 4 to 6 and 10 to 30. For a mixed multitude of people that came up with them burned with desire, sitting and weeping, the children of Israel also being joined with them, and said, Who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember that ash we ate in Egypt free cost. The cucumbers come into our minds, and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. Our soul is dry, our eyes behold nothing else but manna. Now Moses heard the people weeping by their families, every one at the door of his tent. And the wrath of the Lord was exceedingly enkindled. To Moses also the thing seemed insupportable. And he said to the Lord, Why hast thou afflicted thy servant? Wherefore do I not find favour before thee? And why hast thou laid the weight of all this people upon me? Have I conceived all this multitude, or begotten them, that thou shouldst say to me, Carry them in my bosom as the nurse is wont to carry the little infant, and bear them into the land, for which thou hast sworn to their fathers? Whence should I have flesh to give to so great a multitude? They weep against me, saying, Give us flesh that we may eat. I am not able alone to bear all this people, because it is too heavy for me. But if it seem unto thee otherwise, I beseech thee to kill me, and let me find grace in thy eyes, that I be not afflicted with so great evils. And the Lord said to Moses, Gather unto me 70 men of the ancients of Israel, whom thou knowest to be ancients and masters of the people, and thou shalt bring them to the door of the tabernacle of the covenant, and shall make them stand there with thee, that I may come down and speak with thee. And I will take of thy spirit, and will give to them, that they may bear with thee the burden of the people, and thou mayest not be burdened alone. And thou shalt say to the people, Be ye sanctified, tomorrow ye shall eat flesh, for I have heard you say, Who will give us flesh to eat? It was well with us in Egypt, that the Lord may give you flesh, and you may eat, not for 1 day, not 2, nor 5, nor 10, no, nor for 20, but even for a month of days, till it come out at your nostrils, and become loathsome to you, because you have cast off the Lord, who is in the midst of you, and have wept before him, saying, Why came we out of Egypt? And Moses said, There are 600,000 footmen of this people, and sayest thou, I will give them flesh to eat a whole month. Shall then a multitude of sheep and oxen be killed, that it may suffice for their food? Or shall the fishes of the sea be gathered together to fill them? And the Lord answered him, Is the hand of the Lord unable? Thou shalt presently see whether my word shall come to pass or no. Moses therefore came and told the people the words of the Lord, and assembled 20 men of the ancients of Israel, and made them to stand about the tabernacle. And the Lord came down in a cloud, and spoke to him, taking away of the spirit that was in Moses, and giving to the 70 men. And when the Spirit had rested on them, they prophesied, nor did they cease afterwards. Now there remained in the camp 2 of the men, of whom one was called Eldad, and the other Medad, upon whom the Spirit rested. For they also had been enrolled, but were not gone forth to the tabernacle. And when they prophesied in the camp, there ran a young man, and told Moses, saying, Eldad and Medad prophesy in the camp. Forthwith Joshua the son of Nun, the minister of Moses, and chosen out of many, said, My lord Moses forbid them. But he said, Why hast thou emulation for me? Oh, that all the people might prophesy, and that the Lord would give them his Spirit. And Moses returned with the ancients of Israel into the camp.